So after months of restrictions, churchgoers are back in their attendance at churches. Now it's the first Sunday under lockdown alert level 1. Big churches like Rhema and Grace Bible Church say they're managing their numbers by using tickets and online registration. Our reporter Nqobile Madlala is at Grace Bible Church in Soweto. She's joining us now. Nqobile, thank you so much for joining us. What is the situation there in Soweto? Are people showing up in their numbers to the church? And how are they controlling the crowds coming?
Well, definitely a lot of numbers coming out to church today. In fact, I just want to show you some of the people just standing in line. So the first sermon has already started. They started at around about 7 o'clock. We do understand that they've shortened it to about an hour to make sure that more people get to go to church. More people now standing in line to attend the 8 o'clock, which will be starting shortly. We do understand they're running just a bit late, but more people just coming in. As you can see, the social distancing in there. We have seen some of the people being sanitized before going in. Also, we have heard the word of God. Of course, we heard the message today being the declaration. From what we have heard, the number of people that are allowed to be inside are just 750. Now, we do understand that this church also is a form of a complex, so they have other areas where they have had some of the congregants to join in that area. We know some of it also has been sent online to ensure that some of the congregants are able to attend. But now joining me is the bishop who has been sending the message to the congregants today. So finally, more people in church. How are you feeling?
Look, I'm feeling quite happy, Nqobile, though I must say for the congregations of our size, it still falls short quite a lot, because, you know, under normal circumstances here, for the next service, which is at 9 o'clock, we would have about 6,000 to 8,000 people. Now, if we were to be given the 50% that we are asking for, it means we would be able to have around 4,000 or so. Under the current condition is 750, you know. So even if it's a good thing and we are grateful, we still think 50% should be the way to go. It will include as many of us as possible. But I must be honest, I mean, more people, even better. And as you can see, people are really hungry. And one of my dilemmas is that how do we turn people away? If we have more than 750 show, how do you tell them to go home? Because people have been going through a hard time. It's been difficult for people, and they need an environment like this that will be uplifting. You know, God can heal them, God can help them restore the mental issues people are going through, the young people who feel discouraged, families who have lost loved ones. This is the environment we need, and more people need to have access, you know. Online is fine, but it's just not like being here in person.
And I understand that in terms of restricting people, talking about letting people to go back home, I mean, it's been difficult. I understand that you're using an online system. Tell us a bit about that.
Yes, we are, in spite of the fact that we are here live, we are still on Facebook, we are on our church website, and we're also on YouTube. Not only that, there's other churches of ours and branches elsewhere that are also live streaming in the other venues. Even on this venue, because we are allowed, because we have the different buildings, some of the people in some of the buildings with the required number, with all the protocols in place, can watch from there. We're doing our best, you know, but it's not the ideal, Nqobile. But to be honest with you, we are glad that people finally, I mean, we've been sitting under almost like a cloud of darkness, you know, with people just not getting a voice of hope and a message that can lift them up, which I'm so passionate about, you know. But I'm happy really to see this happen, but I think we would love to have more.
And of course, talking about the numbers of people that are coming in, I also understand that people have to register to come in. How are you working around the numbers?
People register online. We also have a WhatsApp phone numbers, and they can also call. Unfortunately, we can only take so much. It's very frustrating. The people I'm crying more for, Nqobile, is our young people. You know, last week we had the young people come for the first time. I was in tears when I spoke to them. I'm being honest with you, because they've been the hardest hit. You know, you must think about it. Some of these children, the church is the one place that gives them hope, because they come from dysfunctional homes. You know, Now, some of them cannot afford data. They can't be online, they can't phone, they want to just show up and be here. So even with all the precautions we've put in place, we are still frustrated that we are only reaching a certain portion. And one of my arguments is that I wouldn't like for us, the church, to get to a place where it looks like only the well-resourced can access what we're doing. The message of Christ is that everybody must be able to reach what happens. Everybody. People must just walk in here and so on. But we will do our best to obey and listen. But I must be honest, we are dealing with situations that are very tough and challenging.
And what is the way forward now?
Way forward, I hope the numbers keep dropping as they are. I trust the people in our country will make it better for our scientists to make the decision. But I think 50% is the way to go. We know what we had asked government is that, can they come to our venues, look at how we do 50%. Let them also give us more direction, maybe suggestions to show us and help us how to comply. Because in any sector, that's what you do.
All right.
You know.
Thank you very much. Well, the Bishop, they're just explaining to us that churches are still asking for that 50%, but for now they will be obeying what they have been asked to do.
Thank you so much. That was our reporter, Nqobile Madlala, of course, there in Soweto. I think, 50% is what the churches really, really want. But then again, we need to take into consideration that, people also want 50% sports stadiums to be full. So there's a lot of sectors that want 50% capacity, but we are still in a pandemic and we need to be very cautious when we do these things. And I think it still needs to be taken step by step.